Stephen A. Smith, he's been in the news a lot lately, and now he is again. And this time, he's actually saying what a lot of people are thinking, and he didn't hold back. After Shedeur Sanders got prank called during the NFL draft by none other than the son of the Falcons defensive coordinator, Stephen A. went off on live TV. He said plain and simple, that boy need his ass whooped. Now, he's old enough to be able to say that, right? Like, I don't mean Stephen A. I mean the boy is. Like, if it's like a 13-year-old, I would not be condoning this. I do not support child abuse. I do not support spanking, which is just another form of child abuse, just beating. I don't support any of that. But this kid is grown. He's 21. We'll talk about that. Anyway, Shedeur's draft weekend was rough. I mean, really rough. He was supposed to go in the first round in some people's minds. I think the second round would have shocked people. He ended up going the 5th round. Then somebody with access to his private draft phone number tried to make a fool out of him. Just listen to this, because I can't do it justice. And I think it was just such an awful thing to do to somebody. And I don't understand why you would want to do this to somebody who hasn't done anything to you. But this is the cruelty of the world. And this is also sort of like internet culture. So anyway, pay attention to this and see for yourself.
Hey, is this Shedeur? This is Mickey Loomis here, the GM of the New Orleans Saints. How you doing? This is Mickey Loomis here, GM of the Saints.
How you doing?
Good. How are you, man?
Good. Been waiting on you.
Yeah, we have. It's been a long wait, man. We're gonna take you as our next pick right here, man.
This can't just be nothing to do.
But you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer, man. Sorry about that.
Oh my God! He bought it! He bought it!
Wow. He bought it. He bought it. Yeah, he bought it, dickhead. He it's the most important day of his life. It's the greatest day of his life, and he was waiting for a phone call on a private line from the NFL franchise who would draft him. And instead of allowing him to just be drafted, you all had to do this stupid, humiliating, disrespectful, mean-spirited prank. Anyway, it turns out that the person doing the prank was 21-year-old Jeff Ulbrich, the coach's son, from Atlanta, not from New Orleans, but from Atlanta. He went to his daddy's old files and he said, let me make a prank. This could have cost somebody their career. This could have cost, it damn near cost his dad his job. This is the craziness. It was cruel. It was dangerous. It was reckless, especially now with how quick the NFL is to throw people under the bus without facts. So anyway, Stephen A. Smith did a wonderful job breaking this down. He did an amazing job giving us context and explaining why this was. Anyway, just watch it.
Where is the picture of the kid? See, it's not criminal, but it's unethical, it's classless, it's amoral to some degree. And I'd like to see the face of that kid, because sometimes you need to be embarrassed. That's what needs to happen to you. Now, in my opinion, this kid, I sincerely hope, to Jeff Ulbrich, I sincerely hope he whipped his kid's ass. That's an ass whipping. That is a required ass whipping. So your dad is a defensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons. You go into his laptop computer and find a number for Shedeur Sanders. You prank call him. First of all, it was cruel and it was classless to Shedeur. It jeopardized your dad. What if the Atlanta Falcons didn't believe it was your dad, that it was just you? What if they had believed it was him? And I don't believe that for 1 second. I don't believe the defensive coordinator for the Falcons. I don't believe that man did. I don't believe he had anything to do with this. I think it would be unfair to accuse him of that. But what if the Falcons didn't believe him? What if the NFL didn't believe him? have lost his job. And because you want to prank somebody, okay, and be cruel and insensitive, knowing what Shedeur must have been going through, you would be some privileged little brat that would do something like that and take joy out of somebody's misery like that at the expense of your father. Right now, who was thinking about? We've talked about a lot of things in football. Have we ever talked about Jeff Ulbrich? Have we ever mentioned him on national television? But he's a household name this morning because his son didn't think about his daddy, who unquestionably loves him, took care of him, raised him. You in college now, no doubt still living off daddy, and you would do something like that to him. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should have your ass whipped. I know you're 21. But at the very least, roll up on campus and slap you upside your damn head. What an insensitive thing to do. And even just as equally to Shedeur is what he did to his own father. At no time did he think about the consequences, the potential consequences. This could come back to my dad since I got it from his computer. It ain't like you got Shedeur Sanders from one of your boys or something. You went into your dad's work computer. And did this.
And it wasn't just.
I have a.
This is one of those times where I think 90% of the world, maybe more, agrees with Stephen A. Smith. Stephen can be polarizing. Some people love to hate him, love to disagree with Stephen A. I happen to think Stephen A. is 100% right on this. I mean, I don't know about whooping anybody's ass. You know, again, I don't care if the kid's 1 or 21. We're not whooping ass, but I wouldn't even put it on the page if he weren't an adult, a grown man. But the kid. But look, kids make mistakes. Kids do dumb things. Kids make bad pranks. So I'm not going to say this kid is irredeemable. I just don't believe I just don't see anybody in this context as being beyond that. But while he's not beyond redemption, this was such a jerk move, and I don't have any sympathy for him. I do think that there needs to be some kind of serious penalty. I don't know from whom. I mean, the college can't really kick him out for that. And I'm not saying they should, but I mean, it's not the college's jurisdiction. It's not the NFL's jurisdiction. It's just, and he's a grown man. So I don't know how to deal with it, but seeing this kid do this was really disappointing. And the fact that he videotaped himself is even more telling. We're in this society where people want to be famous so bad. People want to be known so badly. People want to be understood as somebody who matters. And so even when you're doing this incriminating, this cruel act, you're incriminating yourself, because for you to do this act it's not enough. To be able to make the joke is not enough. Everybody needs to see it. And it has become an international spectacle. And you got the international spectacle, young man. You got exactly what you were asking for. So I hope the world treats you the way you deserve for this action. Ooh, what a jerk, man. It's just so cruel. Henry Jackson said, I think I guess I'm being a bit too gracious excusing his entire. I'm not excusing his behavior at all. I'm saying it was cruel, inexcusable, awful. I don't have any sympathy for whatever happens. I'm just saying I don't know what we can do. He didn't violate any rules of the university he's in. Like, you know, being in the dorm making a prank call doesn't get you kicked out of college. You know, you can't arrest him for it, right? It's I mean, I'm just saying I literally don't know if there's anything that can be done. But regardless, God, this is awful. God, you know, man, I hope you learned a valuable lesson from this, from the shame and the exposure and all that. But maybe you won't. Maybe the world will just treat it like another internet prank and not care. You are, after all, a white boy, you know, going after a black boy. Two young men are going at it, you know, are engaged in this as characters, and because the white man is the one at fault. To me, it's he's just a kid. He's just having fun. He's just you know, boys will be boys. It becomes that kind of narrative, which is all about privilege, and it's really, 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 really disappointing.